Așteptăm vaporul să facem o călătorie pe Tamisa. Ceva de vis. Familia Motora în Londra. Călătorie pe Tamisa cu vaporul. Big Bang. Big Ben.
The boatsman.
Well, we've got one of the most famous landmarks in London ahead of us here, the Houses of Parliament, the seat of the British government. The official title of that building is the New Palace of Westminster because it was originally a royal palace, and it also incorporates Big Ben, which we all tend to call the clock tower. Now, in fact, Big Ben, that's the name of the 13.5-ton bell inside the clock tower, and that bell is said to be slightly cracked. The rumour has it that the bell was named after the Commissioner for Works at the time of completion, Benjamin Hall. One of the best kept secrets in London, his name wasn't really Benjamin, it was Richard. But somehow they didn't find it appropriate to call him Big. Richard. Thank God there's one or two people on the same wavelength. An impressive building here to our left, County Hall, which was until 1986 the General Administration Centre for the Greater London Council, the GLC. It had the responsibility for the 610 square miles of Greater London, but now it's an 800-bedroom hotel and leisure complex, along with London's only world-class aquarium. You've got lots of other things, including the Salvador Dali Gallery. To add a little bit of class, they've also recently added a very romantic and exclusive Scottish restaurant, and that one's called McDonald's. Eat now, pay later. Well, you can't miss the big wheel here to our left. Now, until recently, this wheel was the tallest in the world. London Eye, London Eye. They just built a taller one in Singapore, and that one was all originally sponsored by British Airways. It cost £35 million, which was a rather good investment. It is the leading tourist attraction in the country. In fact, it's a real money spinner. I don't know why that's, if that's the reason that they have increased the price. The rear points obviously, they're also coming up behind the trees on our left is a black pinnacle roof building. This is Whitehall called Mansions, and it's luxury George Bernard Shaw and Oscar Wilde. Got this old paddle boat coming up on the left, the Tuddershaw Castle. That was an old Humber ferry. Came round here first of all, opened up as an art gallery without much success. And then decided to convert it into a floating pub. As you can guess, it took more money one day as a pub than it ever did as an art gallery. He's a miserable git, he's not waving. If you find water dripping onto your legs, it's just a train. It's the only building that remains from the
This building with the clock is MI5. It's a secret service.
Many of the world's top
it's a very secret place. No one knows. No.
This stone obelisk on the embankment to our left is London's oldest monument. It's
all the spies.
And that was first erected in Egypt over 3,500 years ago.
I don't know what this building is.
It was presented to the British by the... I'm sure you will agree, gentlemen, what a fantastic job the ladies made of this bridge. Didn't they do well? Well done, the ladies. Obviously there was a man in charge. Now the ugliest building along the banks of the Thames in London. It was built during the ugly concrete era of the 60s. The architect, he was also the chairman of Reading's Concrete. Would you believe it? No. This little white yacht on our left of St Catherine was once the boat the Queen used to use when she made her rare visits on the Thames up until the early 60s. But obviously it's seen much better days, and it's just more there now as a floating pub. The larger white vessel on the left here, the Wellington, is dissipating cold when they put those windows into the tower. Just sheer coincidence the windows spit out the windows. Obviously they won the case and got lots of free advertising. This white building on the left with a green sloping roof, that was the old City of London School for Boys. It was the oldest school to stand in the city. Some of our former politicians, elder statesmen and diplomats were educated there. Although they do claim monastery, which used to lie to our left, hence the name of Blackfriars. They are the Dominican order, the ones who wear the black habits. Now passing through this bridge, you've got a bridge with no top the other side, there's 12 red columns. This is all that remains of disembarking the Brunelli, so I've now reopened it as a modern art gallery, and it displays modern art from the Tate. The Tate Modern has become one of the leading visitor attractions here in London. I wasn't so sure so many people actually like modern art, but there you go. Free to enter. Once you've entered, you've had a good look around, you will then probably appreciate This one opened in the year 2000. There was 100,000 people up on that bridge and it was a bit windy. It started to sway very violently, so they soon had to close it. It was opened by the Queen on the Saturday and then closed by the police on the Monday. £6 million and 3 months later it was finally reopened. There we go. This white timber frame building on the right with a thatched roof is the first thatched roof building to stand in London in 300 years. This is a reconstruction. The area to our right is a part of Southwark. It's called Bankside. This used to be London's red light entertainment area from the 12th century. It's also here where the cool sports took place. We had the bear baiting, the bull baiting pits, the cock fighting, dog fighting arenas. It was called the Stews of Southwark. It was owned and run, believe it or not, by the old bishops of Winchester. The next bridge coming up here is the Southwark Road Bridge, the narrowest and least used bridge, originally designed to alleviate the heavy congestion on the old London Bridge. The reason it's least used, the architect made such a fine job of disguising the approach roads, no one can find it. That's why normally if you take a look up there you won't see anyone. It's also where Samuel Pepys, the diarist, recorded his diary of the Great Fire of London. This bridge is the Cannon Street Rail Bridge, which isn't really the most interesting or most attractive of London's bridges. But ahead of us there we've got the new London Bridge. That is the 5th one to stand there or thereabouts. The first London Bridge was built by the Romans over 2,000 years ago. How do we do? Is everyone enjoying the trip so far?
We're boating there.
Don't get too excited, please. Now coming up on the right here in a little bit, we have a pirate ship. There's John Harvard, the founder of the Harvard University, was baptised in there, the son of a local tradesman. Staying with American history, a previous London Bridge was taken down stone by stone. All the stones are numbered, it was shipped out, re-erected. It's like a city within a city because it comprises of its offices, shops, restaurants, apartments. It has its own private hospital and even its own county courts. The London Bridge Hospital is one of the most of the Royal Navy. It played an important role during World War II. It last saw action during... It's opened up here now 7 days a week. It's a floating museum ship and very popular with the children, obviously. There are 9 decks to explore. Each vessel weighs over 1,100 tons. They can be raised almost rolling in less than minutes, using just a punt and a half of water about each other. Well, in the Tower Bridge, on the trees over here to our left, we have Her Majesty's Tower of London. The tower is intimately connected with English history, having served in its day as a fortress, a royal residence, a state prison with its house in the Crown Hill, the Tower of London, it's also famous for being a place of torture and execution. If you follow the town in Baker Hall, you'll see the tower entry into the Traitors' Gate. Well, at one time, those of nobility who were willing to the trees about Westminster died commentary. They enter through the once open gateway, then they were later led up onto Tower Hill to have their heads removed with a large blunt axe. The heads were then impaled on wooden spikes on the old London Bridge as a deterrent to any would-be traitor. The Traitors' Gate was described as London's first one-way street, because if you went through there, you didn't come out again alive. Many famous people have passed through there, such as Anne Greenwich at 10 minutes past 6, okay? If you've got a bus ticket, you can leave us here. You can rejoin your bus here at the Tower. You can't actually rejoin the bus at Greenwich, so if you've got a bus ticket, you are best actually to leave us here, unless you've got lots of time up your sleeve, okay? Okay then, if you're going back to Westminster...
Historię, weźmy pokaż jak to się robi. Ale widocznie wchodzi Paweł, jeżeli mu przyszło takie coś tam ala na ciebie zerwa. Ja bym wzięła, nie?
This is a memorial to honour the 12,000 sailors who died in the First World War. People who gave their lives, but they had no grave, but they are buried in the sea.